So, good. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this YouTube channel. We're all about using basic things to make our food. Now, this is a part 3 of a series of video of making meals with beans. Instead, the first one was on the process of washing the beans. You might want to check out simple hacks on how to wash your beans faster and easier. So then we did moi moi. We talked about preserving beans for akara. So this is like the third one in the series. So for this already we have our beans blended with pepper, onion, a little bit of ginger and garlic, just a little bit, onion, then pepper, the long pepper shumbo, the long red pepper shumbo, that's how it's called here, and then the other pepper, the normal round bell pepper. So let me know how you call these peppers in your own. Tell us where you're watching from and what it's being called. So since we already have this onion here, so this is just to boost the taste. Now for my akara, I do not like to use cube seasoning. I just do salt, a little bit of onion since there's still onion here, and a little bit of crayfish. So some people do not like the crayfish. So what I'm going to do, just to have two tastes, I do that when I'm cooking in the house. So the first set, I'll not put the crayfish. Then as I cook, after frying some batches, then I'll put crayfish in the last round. We just have two flavors, or so to say. Okay, so I'll just add my onion and then salt to taste. If you like plenty of onions, like I said, I'd already blended it with onion. If you like plenty of onion, I'll put a little generally, and I'll add the rest later. Change my mind. So if you like plenty of onion, you can always increase it, like I said. So this is salt. Be mindful of your salt. Beans takes a lot of salt, but you still have to be careful. I always say it's better not to have too much than to have too much. It's better for it not to be enough than to have too much. So you want to add your salt gradually. Now this consistency to me, I think is too thick. But like I said, there's no hard and fast rule. But this looks too thick. I'm going to add water a little bit. So I've added some water. Trying to be careful. The bowl is filled up. So this can serve 4 or 5 people depending on how your family eats. So you can see the size of the bowl. I think this is better. So if you don't add enough water, it will be too dry inside. And I noticed that because this thing has been in the fridge, is cold, when I fry it, it leaves a lot of crunch on the outside. I noticed that compared to when it's not cold. So I think having it cold before you fry helps in that crunch. So taste. For salt, I think it's okay, but I need a little bit more, because if you're not feeling the salt, when it goes into the fire, it's going to be less, kind of. So that should do. Mix, mix, mix. So like I said, in this channel, it's all about the basics. You can always add more, reduce more, just trying to carry everyone along. So for some people, they just use little pepper. So some people say, no, your akara is not supposed to be red like this. But I don't like to open the inside of my akara and it's white like it's burnt or something. I don't like that. I like it to have a bit of color. So that's for me. So you can do just little pepper, but I really like it being spicy too. It I like pepper. I like pepper. We like pepper. Courtesy of me. Anyways, my husband doesn't really like pepper, but it's good. He's adjusted. So we're going to fry it now. We'll check our oil if it's hot enough, and then we'll drop. Already oil is on the fire. So let's go to the fire stand. Okay, so we're going to start frying, but I actually like to hold it for better. So let's see if the oil is hot enough. It's not hot enough. So give it time to be hot. I just increased my fire. I didn't know I'd reduced it. So if it had made the frying sound, that shoo sound, when we dropped it, then we'll know that it's ready. Now some people drop onion in the oil, but I won't be doing that. I'm okay with this. To add a bit of flavor to it, but I'm fine without the oil, without the onion. Still not hot enough. So the oil has to be hot such that once you drop it, you see it boiling. Then when it starts boiling, you could reduce the fire depending on the side of the gas you're using. I might even have to change it to the bigger side. Should we? Partner, do we do that? Yeah, because so I think after this set, I'm going to move it to bigger. So see the way I'm dropping it. That's how you get that shape. I don't like my akara balls being very big. So even if you don't have this kind of spoon, it doesn't matter. You can use your regular, but try and get a deep tablespoon. I feel I have better control than the big spoon for cooking, the big cooking spoon. So, like I said, use what you have, do you, and then when you get other things, you could try them out. So I think I'll just move this. It's really boiling slowly. The fire needs a bigger burner. I'll use the other one. Just transfer it. If the heat is too low, it will make your akara soak oil. It's good to have a little bit of oil in it. It shouldn't be too dry and it shouldn't be too oily. Now it becomes too oily, number one, if your butter is too light, it will give room for oil to seep in. Then if your oil is not hot enough, it will also give room for the oil to seep into the akara. So when you press it, you see it dripping oil. Some people have seen that, maybe I've seen that before. So to avoid that stance, you need to do that. So at this point, you And we know, just to emphasize, sorry about the noises. My neighbor's dog, cannot. Okay, so we're done with the first batch. Now for the second batch, I didn't check the timing, so I'll give you update of the exact time. The next one will take. There are some food that cook with time, so that information could be helpful. So we're going to go in with the next batch. After this batch, I'll do the rest off camera. So again, this is the technique of dropping it. You don't have to make your spoon touch the fire, and I explained that I like small size. So I just pick one, bite, take a second bite, and rather than holding something so big and I keep biting and biting. Even my meats, I like them small. Big ones that you'll be biting and biting, cutting and cutting. So again and again. Okay, so we'll let it fry. Two minutes after. One thing I've noticed with frying is that the first frying takes longer period, and if you're not careful, if you've not noticed this technique in your frying, you'll get into trouble. So the first frying takes a longer time compared to the other ones. So I think there's something like chemistry about that. So that's just the way it works. So the first one is like, even when especially when you're frying chicken, you're like, since. But you just notice that the second one, if you're not careful, it's burning. So that's it. The first frying takes longer. Just take note. Notice as you fry, then the next set now becomes faster. So for the remaining batches, I'm going to add my crayfish. Remember I told you I tried to have two flavors, so I'll add the remaining of the crayfish. But I'll be frying this off camera so I don't bore you. I don't know if it's with all burners. Some parts seems to burn the light. Maybe it's my burner. Doesn't kind of produce uniform light, so I need to move it around so that everyone gets about. So if you notice, these ones are browner than this. So probably it was on the side that was burning more. I didn't shift it. It's fine. And once you flip it, the second part you flipped it to doesn't stay as long as the first. Because while this side, the first part was cooking, it was also cooking the other side, but not as well. So once you flip it, it takes less time for the second part to cook. Whatever you're frying, it's the same. Even chicken, the first stays longer. Now when you flip it, the other part doesn't have to stay that long. And I must say that some people add chopped vegetables into theirs. I've seen people add chopped pepper of different colors. Okay, so thank you for staying with me this far. This is our end product. Very crunchy outside and see the inside. Dry, no oil. So you see, no oil. So very healthy. So like I said, don't like it big so it cooks evenly, and do not put enough water so that it's not too dry inside. And I don't like you white. Thank you. Yes, I don't like it white. I like this color inside. Opening it and seeing it white makes me miserable. As in, there's nothing in this thing. But different strokes for different folks. So do what works for you. So thank you so much for being with me till this time. I hope you learned one or two things. Making akara is not a new skill, but then you would have learned one or two things. Share in the comments your thoughts, your opinions, and your suggestions. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye. See you in my next one.